The Minister of Defense, General Christopher Musa, retired, has expressed profound appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for approving a salary increase of between 30 and 80% for personnel of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. In a statement issued by his media aide, Leah Katung Babatunde, the minister said the new salary structure, which takes effect from 1st September 2026, will benefit about 250,000 military personnel across the services. Under the new package, personnel from the rank of private to staff sergeant will receive an 80% salary increase. Those from warrant officer to colonel will get a 50% increase, while senior officers above the rank of colonel will receive a 30% pay rise. General Musa urged officers and men of the armed forces to regard the improved conditions of service as a renewed call to duty by intensifying efforts to neutralize security threats, protect civilian lives, and restore peace across the country. He also reaffirmed the ministry's commitment to President Tinubu's agenda of modernizing military equipment, strengthening technological capacity, and improving the welfare of military personnel and their families. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, NARD, is set to call off its planned strike following a 3-hour meeting with the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, at the Presidential Villa on Tuesday. The meeting, convened by Gbajabiamila, brought together the Ministers of Labour, Health and Finance, the Director General of the Budget Office of the Federation, the Accountant General of the Federation, and officials responsible for cash management and the integration payroll and personal information system. Briefing journalists after the meeting, NARD President Dr. Mohammed Suleiman said the association had secured firm commitment on nearly every outstanding issue. Dr. Suleiman revealed that the delegation and federal government agreed to specific timelines for resolving outstanding salary, promotion, and allowance disputes that had pushed the association to the brink of industrial action. He added that the association's decision on the planned strike will be announced after consultation with the association's National Executive Council. In the meantime, the federal government has approved a financing framework and a set of institutional reforms to accelerate the electrification of health facilities across the country. The federal government said the move was targeted towards providing reliable 24-hour electricity to at least 30% of Nigerians' health facilities by the end of 2027. The approval was granted at the third meeting of the Interministerial Steering Committee of the Nigeria Power for Health Initiative, a presidential program jointly coordinated by the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and the Federal Ministry of Power to improve electricity access in public health institutions. The Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Isiaq Salako, who disclosed the outcome of the meeting, said the committee also endorsed new governance structures, approved the facility energy management framework, among others. It disclosed that energy management teams had already been constituted in federal tertiary hospitals, while state government had been encouraged to establish similar structures in their health facilities. Meanwhile, despite an estimated 10 trillion naira invested in Nigerians' power sector over the past 13 years, electricity supply remains largely unstable, leaving millions of households and businesses contending with persistent blackouts. As concerns grow over the impact of huge investment, stakeholders have called for greater accountability, prudent management, and sustained reforms to improve electricity supply. Staff reporter Olubumi Lawal files in the details.
For millions of Nigerians, access to reliable electricity remains an everyday challenge rather than a guaranteed public service. Over the past 13 years, successive governments have invested an estimated 10 trillion naira in electricity generation, transmission, and distribution projects to improve power supply across the country. However, recurring national grid disturbances, inadequate generation capacity, aging infrastructure, vandalism, and liquidity challenges continue to undermine the sector, with many consumers seeing little improvement despite the huge expenditure. Some electricity consumers who spoke with BCOS News lamented estimated billing, poor service delivery, and prolonged power outages, urging the federal government and other stakeholders to ensure that future investments translate into improved and reliable electricity supply.
Electricity situation in Nigeria is, in fact, you cannot even float a factory or an industry and to rely on public supply as far as electricity is concerned. You just have to make provision for yourself, and that will be running on engine or to install solar. One has to be down to make your factory move. Without that, it's zero.
Presently, I don't think there's any improvement as far as I'm concerned. Where I stay, hardly do we have lights for 3-4 days at times. And when they give us, it might come for a few hours and they take it away. If you feel you have an experience of maybe shortly in for 4 hours, then after that you might not even have lights for days. So it's of no use. So as far as I'm concerned, there's no electricity in Nigeria, if I may tell the truth.
Speaking with BCOS News, the principal partner of the Utility Consumers' Rights Advocacy Initiative of Nigeria, Mr. Shadrach Akinbodushi, observed that despite several policy interventions and investments in the power sector, the desired improvement in electricity supply has yet to be realized. Mr. Shadrach called on state governments to leverage existing constitutional and regulatory provisions to invest in electricity generation, transmission, and distribution with a view to expanding access to stable power and boosting economic development.
Now, I can only say it's only Abia that is a bit fear as far as this country is concerned. In terms of power generation, they're having about 10 local government that has been privately generated and distributed, which is better. If electricity want to be cost, let it be cost, but let there be light. So we will know the difference between it and buy fuel for the generator. There is nothing stopping the state from generating power, distributing it, transmitting it to us. It has been part of their responsibility. We cannot continue to wait for federal government that has been like that, just like that, as it was in the beginning. Is now, and that it shall be. I don't think it's a correct statement again. We need to change our attitude as far as the sector is concerned. This is not the issue of maybe we cannot continue to be micromanaging the economy. We should come out, tell Nigerians, we all know what we deserve. And everybody knows that power is one of the main things that drives the economy.
As Nigeria strives to accelerate industrialization and economic growth, many stakeholders believe that restoring public confidence in the power sector will require not only increased investment, but also transparency, accountability, effective regulation, and the consistent implementation of reforms. For millions of Nigerians still yearning for stable electricity after years of substantial public spending, the demand for lasting and sustainable solutions to the nation's power challenges has never been more compelling. Olubomi Lawal, BCOS News.
BCOS Television is now on Nigeria TV app. You can watch us from any part of the world. BCOS website is live. Kindly visit www.bcostv.com. You can also reach us on GoTV channel 134 and channel 113 on Star Times. And now, before I go, security is everyone's business. If you see something, be sure to say something. And that ends the media news. Thank you for staying with us. Good afternoon.
wọ́ọ̀kù lọ́rọ̀rùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ láti kéde nílé akéde tọ̀yọ́ ni ó nílò kó ṣe mọ́ dára rẹ̀ láàmú sọpọ̀ òun wọkọ̀ bọ̀ wá sílé akéde lóríta Basọ̀run nílùú Ìbàdàn mọ́ pàápàá jùlọ láti ṣe ìkéde yẹn polówó ọjà yẹn tàbí fi ń tọ́tọ́ tó sì yẹ tó àwọn aráàlú létí bóyá nípa àpàdé nípa àsọjí àbí nǹkan kan àbómi ìtẹ́balẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ẹ torí agbègbè àgbáyé kẹ́ẹ̀nà tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe hàn wá 091 09158703300 lórí agbègbè kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ WhatsApp nọ́mbà ìkànnà mọ̀ni ọ̀rọ̀nù pẹ̀sẹ̀ stress free courtesy BCOS. You don't have to stress yourself coming down to Ile Akede Orita Basharun Ibadan again to make that announcement or place that advert. Book online, personal paid announcements, obituaries, or in memoriam, annual conventions, workshops, crusades, social diaries, inter-house sport competitions, musical shows or concerts, and other promotions. Very simple. Go online to book for transmission on BCOS radio channels or BCOS TV, or simply call 091 5870 3300 or WhatsApp on the same number 091 5870 3300. BCOS, a media giant in a class of its own.
ká sanbẹ̀ wọ èèyàn wa mùsùlùmí pé káàbọ̀ sí ìròyìn ọjọ́ kan rí fún tòní. Gbẹ̀ngà Olókèdé lórúkọ tí mò ń jẹ́. Mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ètò ààbò nílẹ̀ yìí ajagun fẹ̀yìntì Christopher Musa ti dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu fún bí ó ṣe ṣe àfikún owó oṣù àwọn ọmọ ológun nílẹ̀ yìí èyí tí ó wà láàrin ìdá 30% sí ìdá 100% nínú 100 tí ó sì ṣe àpèjúwe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ètò fún àwọn ọmọ ológun lórí ìgbé ayé ìrọ̀rùn wọn. Ó sọ̀rọ̀ yìí láti jáde tí olùrànlọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ nípa ìròyìn Lẹ́à Kàtúrì Babátúndé fi síta. Mínísítà náà ṣàlàyé pé owó oṣù tuntun náà tí ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti ọjọ́ kìíní oṣù kẹsàn-án ọdún yìí ni yóò jẹ́ àǹfààní fún àwọn ọ̀tàlénígba ó dín mẹ́wàá ọmọ ológun. Pẹ̀lú àlàkalẹ̀ owó oṣù tuntun náà, àwọn kan ó gba àfikún ìdá 30%, àwọn kan ó gba àfikún ìdá 50% tí àwọn mìíràn yóò sì gba 100 nínú 100. Ọ̀gágun Musa ní ìgbésẹ̀ náà ṣàfihàn ìfarajìn ìjọba láti mú ìgbáyé gbádùn àwọn ọmọ ológun ní ọ̀kúnkúndùn. Ó wá rọ àwọn ọmọ ológun náà láti ṣe àfikún àyàn wọn láti gbógun ti àwọn àgbésùmọ̀mí. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn dókítà tí wọ́n ń gba ìmọ̀kúmọ̀ nílẹ̀ yìí ti gbáradì láti jáde lórí ìwà ìyanṣẹ́lódì tí wọ́n ń gbèrò. Ìgbésẹ̀ yìí ló wáyé lẹ́yìn ìpàdé oníwákàtí 3 tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú olórí òṣìṣẹ́ ààrẹ Fẹ́mi Gbàjàbíàmílà ní ilé ààrẹ nírọ̀lẹ́ ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun àná. Ìpàdé ọ̀hún tí Gbàjàbíàmílà pè láti rí mínísítà tó wà fọ́rọ̀ òṣìṣẹ́ ti iléeṣẹ́ ètò ìlera àti mínísítà fẹ́tò ìṣúná, òdàrí àgbà tó wà lọ́fíìsì tó rí sí ètò ìṣúná, òdàrí àgbà tó wà lọ́fíìsì tó rí sí ètò ìṣúná nílẹ̀ yìí, olùṣirò owó àgbà nílẹ̀ wa àti àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà tí wọ́n wà lẹ́ka àkóso owó. Nígbà tó ń bá wọn kò dì mọ̀ pé ikọ̀ rẹ̀ àti ikọ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti gbà láti sọ ní pàtó àkókò tí wọ́n yóò yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ owó oṣù, àgbéga àti àjẹmọ́nú èyí tí ó fa wuyewuye èyí tó mú kí ẹgbẹ́ náà fẹ́ gùn lé ìwà ìyanṣẹ́lódì. Ó wá fikún pé ìpinnu ẹgbẹ́ náà lórí ìyanṣẹ́lódì tí wọ́n ń gbèrò làwọn yóò kéde rẹ̀ o lẹ́yìn ìfikùnlukùn pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ẹgbẹ́ náà nílẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà. Ìka orílẹ̀-èdè yìí kò ya kankan. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ní ìgbésẹ̀ yìí ló wà láti pèsè iná ọba tó dúró re fún wákàtí 24 sáwọn ìdá 30 ibùdó ìlera ilẹ̀ yìí kó tó di òpin ọdún 2027. Níbi ìpàdé ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹta ìgbìmọ̀ tó ń ṣe àkóso iná ọba fáwọn ibùdó ìlera ní ìjọba ti fọwọ́ sí ìgbésẹ̀ náà. Ètò iléeṣẹ́ ààrẹ yìí ní àpapọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba tó wà fẹ́tò ìlera àti ètò ìdẹ̀rùn àti iléeṣẹ́ tó ń rí sí ìpèsè ohun amúṣagbára parapọ̀ wà níbẹ̀ láti mú àgbéga bá ìpèsè iná ọba sáwọn ilé ìwòsàn tó jẹ́ tìjọba nílẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà. Mínísítà kejì tó wà fẹ́tò ìlera àti ìdẹ̀rùn aráàlú dókítà Isaac Salako tó sọ èyí di mímọ̀ lópin àbájáde ìpàdé náà ṣe lálàyé pé ìgbìmọ̀ náà ti fọwọ́ sí ìlànà ọ̀tun àti àkóso ohun àmúṣagbára àtàwọn nǹkan míì tí yóò ṣèrànwọ́ fún ètò náà. Bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé owó tó tó tírílíọ̀nù 10 náírà ló ti jẹ́ níná sórí ẹ̀ka ìpèsè iná ọba láàrin bíi ọdún 13 sẹ́yìn, síbẹ̀ ségesège iná ọba tí ń ṣe tó sì ń fi ẹgbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ ọmọ ilẹ̀ yìí àti àwọn olókoòwò sínú àṣírí iná ọba. Àwọn tọ́rọ̀ gbèrú lẹ́ka yìí wọ́n á pè fún àkóyawọ́ àti àmójútó tó yẹ.
Iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná àti lílọ gbáre iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná lọ́pọ̀ ìgbà wọ́n wá ké sí ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti àwọn èèkàn tọ́rọ̀ gbèrú láti rí dájú pé owó tó bá jẹ́ yíyà sọ́tọ̀ fẹ́ka iná ọba jẹ́ mímúlò lọ́nà tí ìyàtọ̀ rere yóò fi dé bá ìpèsè iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná.
Nàìjíríà káfí sẹ́nu ká dákẹ́ ni torí Yorùbá ní àkàrà ayé ìsìnkẹ́ kó tán kó fọ́ ọkọ̀ yàtọ̀ sí tí ò bá sí àwọn China tó ń gbà wá tí a fi lórí sólà lò ẹ bá débi solar street light solar whatever so solar náà ló jẹ́ pé Nàìjíríà lè move forward you know just because of that lè rí Nàìjíríà lè move forward tó bá lo fẹ́ site factory nsìn ọ̀yìn and industry tó o bá ready láti máa lo generator like ní Kano tàbí kó o install solar factory rẹ̀ lè move forward.
Àwọn máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn kan tí wọ́n lo batch A batch B mo mọ̀ pé àwọn yẹn sì máa ń rí iná better the only thing tó ń kàn complain nípa ni payment wọn so gbogbo irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ó ti jẹ́ kí ó sú àwọn èèyàn especially àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ àdáni tó ń lo ná most of them wọn ní sí ní workshop wọn tó bá lọbẹ̀ ní wọ́n máa pè é pé kán máa bọ̀ wọ́n lè ní wọ́n ti gbé ọ̀kadà lọ and tó bẹ́ẹ̀ pé wọ́n rí iná lò bó ṣe yẹ kán máa lo ná a lot of them wọn ní máa ṣiṣẹ́ ọ̀kadà tó ń ṣe yẹn gan problem ní fún country.
Nígbà tí ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ikọ̀ ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ wa BCOS ọ̀gá tó wà fún ojú inú ẹ̀tọ́ oníbàárà ọ̀gbẹ́ni Shadrach Akínbọ́dún ṣe àlàyé pé pẹ̀lú bí ìlànà ìdóòlà lóríṣiríṣi àti ìpèsè owó gọbọi fẹ́ka iná ọba ṣe ń wáyé síbẹ̀ kò tí ì sí àṣeyọrí kan gbòógì tí a bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ìpèsè iná mọ̀nàmọ́ná. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Shedrack wá